Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sports Talk from the Crib. I'm your host Tanner Christian, and coming up on today's episode, I'm going to give you my top 5 most influential NBA players of all time. My personal favorite, that is, of all time, and who I wanted to idolize my game after when I'm playing basketball, how I grew up. I'm going to give you my top 5. Now, this list is not going to be, the all history of the NBA, because there's been a lot of great NBA players. So this is my personal favorite. So there's going to be some names left off this list, and everybody can have a different top 5. So you may have somebody put, hey, LeBron James number 1. You're going to have someone put Michael Jordan number 1. You're going to have some of the old timers put like Bill Russell, Julius Erving. So there's some great players. I'm giving you my top 5, who I wanted to idolize my game off of, and who influenced me personally the most. And before we get started, it's a friendly reminder, if you're new here, Tuesday and Friday is when new episodes of Sports Talk from the Crib air. So be sure to check out. It's available on all streaming platforms, as well on the website at sportstalkfromthecrib.com. Where you see the new blog posts, you got any information from the show, we posted up on the website, where you can also stream the podcast too. It actually airs earlier on the website. So be sure, if you want to catch listen to it earlier in the morning before you're traveling to work and stuck in traffic, you can stream it right off the website. So be sure to check that out. Social media is Feely Entertainment, still FTHE. We're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X. I guess I got to start saying X instead of Twitter. But so be sure to follow us and on our social media websites too. All right, let's get into it. My top 5 most influential NBA players of all time. I think this is a good topic to have at the moment because we're getting into the new NBA season. We just recently had Steph Curry, say he was the greatest point guard of all time, kind of jokingly, but and we had a debate about who is the greatest point guard of all time. We gave you my thoughts on that. I had my own top 5, right? So now, NBA season just around the corner. They're a couple of months away. Football season is actually 2 weeks away. NBA is 2 months away. But let's get into it. Top 5. I'm gonna start off with number 5, and this could be, I think if you're like, I'm 34 years old, so when you really think about this, this is going to hit home to about everybody, and he actually influenced, I believe, this generation of young kids growing up during the 90s, 2000s, even 2010s. Everybody really idolized this guy, and his name is Kobe Bean Bryant. He's my number 5. Why? What do we all really do when we were growing up as kids? What do we always want to do? Every time we shot that paper ball in the trash can, what do we yell? We yelled Kobe. And that's why he makes my list, and that's why I have him here at number 5. I actually should have put him here at maybe number 4 if we get into that. But I was actually not a huge Kobe fan. I remember growing up, but I respected his game, respected his scoring, disrespected offensively. If you wanted to shoot, you wanted to be like Kobe Bryant, and that's why we all yelled Kobe when we shot the basketball, or we shot that little paper ball in the trash can. We shot whatever we had, we were trying to make it in something, we yelled Kobe. And that's why I included him in here. He had some historic games, including going out this grand finale against Utah Jazz, where he came back and dropped 60 points, where he was just shooting the ball every time down the court. Was an awesome sighting. Like, he ended his career the way he wanted it. He ended it like everybody wanted him to, this going out, just shooting. And that's what he did. And I just want to idolize that. And, geez, man, those Lakers teams with him and Shaq did the 3-peat, and the way his game, both wearing the number 8 and wearing the number 24, basically had the same careers wearing both numbers, and being in LA, getting those championships. He ended up getting, what did he get? Ended up getting 5. impressive, one more than Shaq. But anyways, that team was really iconic. And then when he bounced back, I remember the time he even wanted out of L.A. Hey, maybe go to Chicago, and then he ended up staying in L.A., winning another championship when they made the move to get Paul Gasol. So he won a couple without Shaq. So that just shows that his greatness on the court was just insane. The way he idolized his game. Didn't matter. He really was the second coming of Michael Jordan. Like, almost studied him to perfection. Kobe Bryant meant a lot to the league. And when he was dropping 60 points in his finale, he dropped 81 points in one game on the Toronto Raptors. Jalen Rose, and it's unheard of, man. The guy was a phenomenal player, one of the best to ever do it, and that's why he makes my top 5 most influential. All right, number 4. This may shock a little people, but when I was growing up, I wanted to be a guard. So there's gonna be a lot. This is all guards. I'm not gonna have any big men in this list. So when I played point guard, played shooting guard. Like, I was always in the backcourt. So wasn't very tall. Could play some defense. I could shoot the ball like a little bit. But I just wanted to idolize my game after guards, and that's why this list is all guards. There's gonna be no big men. There's gonna be no, Bill Russell, Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon, like some other guys may make this list. But then number 4, I got Jason Williams. White Chocolate. Won a championship in Miami. Remember that 2016 held Dwayne Wade? Jason Williams, he made you want to dribble the ball a certain way. He made you want to do passes that the coach would yell at you for doing. Behind the back, in between the legs, and the famous elbow pass that he did in the All-Star game to Ray LaFrance that didn't finish the bucket, but it's an iconic pass, and it was something that we all grew up and wanted to imitate and try to do, the elbow pass. I remember when I first saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, look at this. It was and one style. That's when and one back then was really starting to kind of take off. And Jason Williams, when he was doing all those passes there for Sacramento and then later in Miami, it was something you just try to imitate. You wanted to dribble like that. You wanted to, like I said, you just wanted to cross up your defender and see if it make him look silly. And he just, this wanted you to be like that. And growing up seeing them like that, and I think he's a super underrated basketball player. I feel like we didn't appreciate his time in the league that much. But, it is what it is. I'm glad he did get that championship and help Miami win their first Heat ever championship. They were with the Heat. So, number 55, Jason Williams, White Chocolate. He just made you, every time you were outside, made you want to attempt passes and new ones too. Try to create your own passing, with the ball and whatnot, and create your own dribbles and just do some, unorthodox stuff that hopefully coach wouldn't yell at you about. That's really what Jason Williams was all about to me. He's a fun player to watch. I just feel like he was super underrated basketball player in the NBA. But hey, Jason Williams, number 4. At number 3, Allen Iverson. What can you say? Allen Iverson is one of the best point guards to ever play the game. I just idolized him. I wore his shoes playing. I wore those answer 4s. It was kind of, he wanted to be like Allen Iverson. He had the look. He had a different kind of swag. The baggy pants. A little bit in the NBA, he was one of the first people to really show off all the tattoos and whatnot in the league. He had a certain little swag about him, and that's what we all loved about him. And of course, the famous line, "Practice." Maybe talking about practice, man. Or Coach Larry Brown and the media and everybody's getting on him about not practicing. He's like, "We ain't talking about practice. You talking about practice? We ain't talking about the game." We talking about practice, man. That was the most iconic line that we had. We all gonna remember that forever, and it's always going to get brought up. And Allen Iverson, point guard, crossover. Remember, he was one of the only people to cross Michael Jordan. Everybody remembers Michael Jordan got crossed by Allen Iverson. So Allen Iverson, this is swag, the shoes, and then the other thing, the classic step over in the NBA Finals where you took game 1 from the LA Lakers, Kobe Bryant's team, Shaq's team. They didn't win that after that. They lost 4 straight to lose the finals. But that 76ers team was just him and nobody else. But that classic step over Tyronn Lue, who's now head coach for the Clippers. I mean, so disrespectful. It was so disrespectful. Anytime somebody fell to your feet, you wanted to step over them, look down on them, saying you ain't nothing. Just disrespect them. I know that was maybe I've been as intense intent, but in that moment, I felt that. And anytime someone fell down on their feet and I made that shot like that, oh, I felt that. And that's what I wanted to do. It's just like something brings out of you in your body. You just wanted to do that move over the step over, you know. But Allen Iverson was idolized by me a lot. Influenced, like, it was the swag. It was like I wanted to be just destroy people. Like, he was a great one-on-one guy. I just wish that 76ers team had somebody to go around him, because unfortunately he didn't win a championship. Eventually went to Denver. He was there with Melo. They didn't get there. Man, I thought that team was this like maybe 2-3 years too late. You know, in a way, should have happened a lot earlier. I felt like they could have possibly gotten a championship there. But I respect Allen Iverson, what he did for the game. He just recently inducted Dwayne Wade into the Hall of Fame. I was Dwayne Wade's speaker, and Allen Iverson's a well-respected guy. We appreciate everything he did. And this is somebody that everybody looked up to, man. Allen Iverson was that guy growing up. Everybody wanted to be like him, because being a short guy and feeling like, oh man, I'm going against all these giants, everybody's so much taller than me. Like, his toughness and his drive, his heart, man, that's what made you, like, at least have faith in yourself when you were going up against taller opponents, whatnot. So Allen Iverson, AI, was that guy, man. Still is. Up next at number 2, I have Anthony Hardaway, better known as Penny Hardaway. Man, did I want to idolize Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway was a icon when I was a kid. I wanted to be just like Penny. I wanted to do those moves he did, especially that spin move, jump back 3-pointer. Like, I remember that move. If you've never seen that move, YouTube it, because that move is insane. He did that over 25, what was that? That was like 25 years ago he did that move. And now people are kind of replicating it. Steph Curry can kind of do it. But, like, Penny Hardaway was that guy. He was going to be Magic Johnson, like, times 10. If he didn't get injured in those knees, didn't derail his career. I mean, maybe like going a little bit over, or maybe Magic times 10. But he was like Kobe Bryant before Kobe Bryant. He was this tall guard like Magic that could score, make every pass on the court, and just do it all. Play defense, he could just do it all. He was your all-around guard that the Orlando Magic ended up pairing with Shaq. And that was one of the great young teams to watch. They made the NBA Finals, but didn't win, unfortunately. I felt like Penny Hardaway just tried so hard, but his injuries just derailed his career. And then he had the Shaq left, and he had to fall out with head coach Brian Hill. It just seemed like it all went south in Orlando. Then he went to Phoenix to pair with Jason Kidd, the backcourt 2000. Y'all remember that? And we had this whole big thing about Phoenix Suns, going big, getting to the finals perhaps. It didn't happen because either Penny was hurt or Jason Kidd was hurt. So they never really got the time that everybody wanted to see because the injuries just kept popping up. But anyways, Penny Hardaway was a fun player to watch. Watching Shaq and him play, one of the best duos to ever play together, it was must-see TV. When he beat Jordan when he came back, that was iconic. In that playoff series to advance, historic moments, and he didn't shy down from the competition. He was going to guard Jordan. He was going to guard Pippen. He was going to try everything he can for his team to win. He had some incredible playoff performances, one of a kind with Shaq and without him. Penny Hardaway was that guy. Those iconic commercials with the little Penny, that's what you look forward to in the game. Those NBA on NBC was happening. You had little Penny, you had Penny Hardaway. Those were classic commercials. And of course, my favorite shoe line is the Pennies. Penny Hardaway has some of the dopest shoes ever. I think that one shoe could have caused that when he was having those knee problems. I don't know. You have the Nike Air Max. You got the foam posits now, which are really cool. You got the whole line, the Air Penny 2s. I love the Air Penny 2s. They may even be my favorites. Air Pennies. He has some of those classic shoes, and those are my favorite shoe line. Is the Penny Hardaway shoes. Without a doubt. I got too many damn pairs of pennies. I got every single one. At least in some colorway. At least have one and at least one colorway. I got more of the Air Penny 2s. Those are my favorite. I got the Maxes. I got the Air Penny 4s. I got them all. Those are my favorite. I just recently got the foam posit ones. And those are so dope. The Penny foam posits, if you never have, they're true, man. They're so comfortable and they're so dope. They're indestructible. That shoe line's incredible. When it comes to his game, the way I just wanted to wear number one. I wore number one in school playing basketball. That's how much I want to be like Penny. I wore number one because of Penny Hardaway. Just wanted to be that point guard, just to be able to score, be able to set people up. This Penny Hardaway was that guy, and I just wish he never got hurt. Wish he never got hurt because he would be a Hall of Famer. He'd be one of the greatest NBA players to ever live. The guy's athletic, the way he could just dunk on people and just. He could hang in the air, too. He finished with authority. And this injuries just derailed it, man. It was kind of a sad thing, but, I wanted to be Penny Hardaway. And at number one, of course, if I'm talking about Penny Hardaway, if I'm talking about Allen Iverson, I'm talking about Kobe, Jason Williams, guess who played in the era of him? Some of them I think Jason Williams is more into the Washington Wizards version of Michael Jordan. Same with Allen Iverson, really. He got the tail end of his Chicago career, but that's when he crossed him. But Michael Jordan's number one, man. I mean, everybody wanted to be like Mike. The commercials, the drinking the Gatorade, Michael Jordan was just the smacking the gum to hanging your tongue out. When you got near the rim, that's how you knew you wanted to idolize Michael Jordan. Because I did that a lot too. If I hang my tongue out when I'm driving to the rim, going up in the air, it was Michael Jordan, man. The 23 Michael Jordan, not the 4 or 5, but the 23 Michael Jordan. Everybody, what can you say, man? The guy is just a global icon. his, of course, the shoes. We just recently watched a movie called Air with, and just show the whole history of how he got the history, how he got the shoe deal and whatnot, and what he overcame, and the game-winning shots. This to being so clutch, the hanging of the wrists in the air. 6 finals, 6-0, 6 finals MVPs. The way he was just so clutch, and how he took everything personal, and just didn't accept failure. That's what made you want to be like Mike. The way he just hung in the air in slow motion. Like, how is he doing that? Everybody just want to be like Mike. And he's the greatest player of all time. He's my number one most influential. The guy had it all. If you rooted for him to lose, he was going to show you, like, if he lost a game, he's going to come back the next game and be like, okay, now I'm dropping 50. 40 wasn't enough. I'm getting 50 this game. And it's his determination, his drive, his willingness to just give it all. Even when he was early in his career and those bad boy Pistons kept slamming him down to the ground, he kept getting back up. It makes you believe. The iconic turnaround jumper, when, like, he perfected his game. The defensive player of the year. He was the NBA Finals player of the year. He's a scoring champion. He averaged 30 points a game for his career. Even at the end. Like, Michael Jordan is the NBA. They're wearing his shoes. They're wearing the logo on the jerseys. Like, he's a global icon. He's the greatest basketball player of all time. Heck, he's got his jersey retired in the Miami Heat. He didn't even play there. Like, if you don't see what Michael Jordan did on the court, this whole debate about who's the greatest basketball player of all time, it keeps coming up. Oh, now it's LeBron James. Oh, no, it's this guy. It's not even close. People, you feared Michael Jordan. He has a certain persona about him. You look at it, you walk in a room, you walk on the court, you're like, uh-oh. This guy's going to drop. If I say something to this guy, he's going to drop like 60 on me. Biggest trash talker. And he backed it up too. He's a part of the Dream Team, the world famous 1992. Best assemble of NBA players ever. Michael Jordan was better than all of them. Michael Jordan just prevented so many people from getting championships. He prevented that John Stockton Carmelo. He prevented that Gary Payton, Sean Kemp. He prevented Charles Barkley. He prevented from Magic winning another one and beating him. He prevented Clyde Drexler in that Portland Trailblazer team. He just prevented everybody from getting a championship, man. He owned the 90s. He took everybody out. Reggie Miller, another one. Sorry, Indiana, you're not getting past me. New York Knicks, sorry. I'm Spike Lee, get out of here. Michael Jordan was that guy. And he will always be in my number one, no matter what. That's going to do it for today's episode. I want to thank you all for joining me here on Sports Talk from the Crib with your favorite sports host, Tanner Christian. Just remember, new episodes air every Tuesday and Friday. It's available on all streaming platforms. And also check out the website, sportstalkfromthecrib.com, where you can stream the website there as well. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Have a blessed weekend. Catch y'all next time.